something on the inside of me always told me that I would be an entertainer in some form or fashion. And I grew up in a very musical household. My mother was a singer, was music always playing. We were always entertaining in some type of way. So whether I was writing songs, whether I was making up my own songs and performing them for my friends and my brothers and my family, or acting, I was putting on puppet shows as a kid. But I just knew, it was just like a knowing on the inside that I wanted to be an entertainer. I think I knew it as young as 5 or 6 that I really wanted to. And I mean, I was performing and doing shows and opening up for major artists by the time I was, 14 years old. So I was in a group. I had put together a rap group called Ginuwine with my best friend Sharia, and we would do the talent show circuit. We went to BRE convention, the Black Radio exclusive in New Orleans. One of the talent shows we did, we won a trip to BRE, and so yeah, we as long as I can remember. 1 year, so with the year we won the trip to the BRE, we did a showcase there. So we won a talent show in Kansas City, and we won a trip to BRE in New Orleans, and we were a part of a showcase. So major artists and labels came in. LL Cool J came in and watched us perform. Run DMC was there. Russell Simmons was there. There were a lot of major industry people at this event. And we got offered a deal. I was about 16 at this time, and Sharia and I got offered a deal with, it was JDK Records. It was, they had an affiliation with Run DMC, but we got this deal. We came to New York for a short time, and we recorded some music, and my dad was managing us, and he was like, no, I don't think this is a good deal. Like, I don't think this is the best thing for you all to do right now. So we were disappointed. It was like, oh man, you're excited. You're 16, you're getting offered a record deal, and your dad's like, nah, you're not signing that. So we came back. We went back to Kansas City. We left New York, went back to Kansas City, and kind of disbanded. We graduated from high school, went off to college, did our own things, but I still had that nagging desire to be an entertainer. So I want to say about my early 20s, I started playing around with the idea again, going to the studio, writing, recording, and by the time I got my deal, I want to say I was probably 25 when I got the next deal. So there was a big gap in between there, but I stopped recording for a while. I stopped making music. But about maybe around 22, 23, I was like, I'm getting me a record deal. I'm going to do this. Literally like a pull. It was literally a nagging, pulling draw. Like, it was something I wanted to do since I was a child, and I felt like I was letting a dream that I've had forever just slip away. And I knew I wouldn't ever be happy or fully fulfilled if I didn't go for that, at least because I knew it was something that it was part of my destiny. I knew that it would happen. So when I started pursuing that again, and I went to LA, this time I went to LA and started meeting people. And I left. I had 2 jobs at the time. I was managing 2 salons. And I left and I said, I'm going to LA and I'm coming back with a deal. And I went to LA and I came back almost with a deal. I met Tricky, who did sign me to a deal, who they brought me to Atlanta from LA. And then I ended up signing, I got a publishing deal first because I wrote on Who Dat with JT Money. I was featured on that, and that song was so big that I ended up getting a publishing deal, then a record deal with DreamWorks Records through Red Zone Entertainment, who I signed to. So I went out there and was like, I'm going out here to do this, and I did it, but I knew I wouldn't be happy until I did. It was surreal. It was, to want something so bad and then to finally attain it is like, it's bliss. So you're like, oh my God, is this really happening? So it was amazing, to be early 20s to to be making money, to have a major deal with a major label, to have a publishing deal, to, you know, to fulfill something that I really knew that I would do and that I wanted to do was, I mean, that feeling was undescribable. The process, as far as the creative process, you know, is very deep and introspective for me, because I like to write from experience. I like to write from other people's experiences. I like to be provocative in the way of making people think or look at things the way they may not have. I like to make people feel. So I'm constantly going through that creative process of how to make people feel a certain way. But as far as the technical process, you know, it'll be new for me because I'm recording new music, starting to record new music now, and it's a whole different world. It's a whole different industry. My record came out in '99. It's 2016. Completely different world. I always had a desire to, and the ability to, evoke emotion through words. So yeah, it's always been intentional for me because I'm a writer, I'm a lyricist. And so I'm the person that, though I love a good beat, I love a good melody, I listen to the words more closely because as a writer, as a lyricist, as a poet, I tend to be more drawn to what is it saying than, I mean, it's a combination of all those things, but for me, the most important element when I first start writing and creating is, what am I saying? What am I talking about? What is this? How is this going to make people feel? What is this going to make people think? And then the rest all, you know, comes together. It was surreal, but it was like, it was real, but it wasn't. So it all happened so fast. It was almost like getting the deal, and then because I had this other record out and I didn't even have my record out yet, people started knowing who I was before, and I was out doing shows and performing. So it was really it was fulfilling. I felt accomplished. We ran around doing interviews at every small little backwoods radio station in the country, and it was just part of the process. So you're going performing for free. Oh, free radio show here. You got to go do free radio, so they play your record. Like it definitely is a lot of work. It's taxing, but if it's what you love to do, it's fulfilling. But it is a lot of different people pulling you in a lot of different directions, so it's a lot of energy expended. I absolutely wasn't dropped from the label.